The Metaverse. As simple as that, guys. What is it? What has it got to do with Fortnite? How is it going to affect us gamers in the future? I'm going to explain all of that in this video. Yo guys, what is going on? Bobblez here. Today we've got a bit of a different topic, to say the least, and it is indeed all going to be about the Metaverse. The Metaverse is a big old project, and basically I'm just going to get straight into it today. This whole scenario about the Metaverse actually came along thanks to someone who actually tweeted out to the CEO of Fortnite, do you view Fortnite as a game or a platform? And I spoke about this last week, and there is a lot more information now that I do want to share with you guys, because honestly it's kind of crazy. Now, we all know that Tim Sweeney, the obviously CEO there, did indeed reply saying that Fortnite is a game, but please ask the question again in 12 months. So basically, Fortnite are undergoing a lot at the moment, and I'm going to discuss all of that further in this video. So starting off, what is it? What is a Metaverse? What has it got to do with Fortnite? All of that stuff. The Metaverse is essentially not known at the moment of time what it is. So it's kind of very hard to actually talk about it and discuss it, but I can give you guys in this video a basis of what I understand and what I am guessing and knowing it's all about, essentially. So the reason why it can't yet actually be pinned down to actually this is what it is purely because it's not been done before, whereas multiple companies are actually all working very hard in becoming the first person, essentially the first company to actually own a metaverse. It's all kind of going through this phase of making it work and how it is even possible and what even is possible. And the closest thing that we currently have to a metaverse is indeed Fortnite, and I will be explaining that as well, don't worry. So it kind of all comes down to what does it have to do with Fortnite and why Fortnite? What's so special about Fortnite? So basically, whereas Fortnite isn't a multiverse, it is the closest thing to it in the sense that it has so many different companies partnering with it. It's kind of got its own virtual world. What I mean by that is that if you jump into a game of Fortnite, you're not just playing Fortnite, you're talking to friends. So in a sense, it's a platform for talking. They even have an app now on your mobile in which you can literally use, not to play the game, but literally purely for talking, which is kind of what the whole metaverse is, in a sense that it's a game and it extends out in different branches to create more so a overall world rather than just a video game. That's exactly what Epic are actually working on. In a sense, they're working on branching it out and making it bigger and bigger and bigger, so it's not titled to be a video game, it's titled to be some sort of virtual world. Now, we have many different components already in Fortnite which are linking it to becoming this metaverse, and honestly these are things that we go day to day by and we don't even realize it. The first thing, the most obvious one, is indeed creative. Creative, as we all know, is a different mode in Fortnite. It's opposite to Battle Royale, but it has got a lot of stuff in it. Now, in creative, you can jump into other people's worlds. You can do all of that at free range, but while doing that in other people's worlds, you still can stay unique to yourself. You can pick your own skins that you want to use, your own wraps, and then you can do this by collaborating essentially with other creators in this creative world to then play their maps while using your unique style, etc. And essentially what Epic are trying to do is expand this through not just in Fortnite, but through other games essentially as well. We obviously know that Battle Breakers, Epic's most recent actual game, has actually had a collaboration with Fortnite itself, in a sense that there are skins that you can unlock exclusively from playing and unlocking certain levels in Battle Breakers, which you can now get in Fortnite, and vice versa. So this is going to show that it's kind of expanding out of just a single game, and it's going to more of a world in which you unlock something in this game and you get it in this game, i.e. unlocking it in the overall world. I hope I'm explaining this right. And that's essentially what they want to kind of do and branch out to other games as well. For example, there's skins in the majority of games. So if you jump into a game of Counter-Strike and you want to use your wrap that you've got in Fortnite, essentially that's the kind of thing that they want to make possible. But obviously that one is kind of unlikely because of circumstances and Counter-Strike having an extreme market for their wraps and that kind of thing, but I'm not going to go any further into that. It's just an example. There are also a lot more of examples of companies that Fortnite have done collaborations with, and this is all making this kind of world more to life essentially. They've done it with Jordan, they've done it with Marvel, they've done it with Star Wars. The Star Wars live event was insane, and I'll talk about that in a moment, and they've also done it now, the most recent one, with actual content creators. So this is really big. Ninja did actually get his skin in the game yesterday, which is absolutely huge, and it goes to show the power that content creators have on Epic Games. Now, this isn't just a one-off skin just for Ninja. They're also planning on doing other collaborations with other content creators, i.e. making this world more to life, essentially. And there is obviously the whole creator code system, where you have a certain amount of followers or subscribers, that kind of thing, and you can have your own creator code. This expands the game so much further. You're essentially a partner with the game, i.e. why you have to keep on doing the whole hashtag epic partner thing and all of that kind of stuff now, because they're making this bigger world in which you have to know you're partnered with this world, this company, this one day metaverse. And also right now, where so many companies are getting these opportunities, they really can't turn down a collaboration with Fortnite. I quote here, "Fortnite has been so popular and so unique that most countries have no choice but to participate. In fact, they're probably desperate to integrate into the game." And yeah, that's completely accurate. Marvel, it's so huge. Everyone on the planet will know what Marvel is. Everyone knows the Hulk, everyone knows Iron Man, and they had a clip in a Marvel film of someone playing Fortnite. That is so big. And that's where it goes on just through marketing. Fortnite doesn't need marketing. It doesn't need advertisement. It's got all it needs. That's why when you go onto a YouTube video, you don't see Fortnite adverts at the start. Fair enough, you might at the start of the new season, that kind of thing, but Fortnite are at their peak. They don't really need much more. What they need now is the collaboration with the other companies to hopefully then be able to go, hang on a minute, when it gets to the whole Metaverse thing, we've worked with you in the past, let's work with you again, and that kind of thing. So now going back to the Star Wars event that I was just talking about, them having the whole collaboration, the Star Wars event was the closest thing possible to a Metaverse that I personally have ever seen, and it honestly blew my mind then, and it blows my mind now even more so. Now I've done some more research into the whole Metaverse thing. So what happened? We were in a game, just a normal game of Fortnite. However, it got opened up into so much more than a game. It was a real life experience that got shared with hundreds of people at a go in a scale that led then into the millions. And what happened during this live event, the director of Star Wars, one of my personal favourite directors ever, I might just add, he was in Fortnite. We saw him as his own unique skin, one that you can't purchase, and it was his model, and he was commentating live what was going on, what was happening, this, that and the other. That to me is not a video game. You Skype your friends, you talk to your friends, and then you play a video game. But this was everything all in one go. You could talk to people, you could listen to this, you could play the game around the event. That to me is more than just a video game, and that's exactly why Fortnite is definitely connected and the closest thing to a metaverse that we currently have in this day and age. And that is why we can't think of Fortnite as just a video game or just as interactive experience, because it overall is all of them combined. And that's essentially what a metaverse is. And I quote here, its players aren't logging in to play per se, but to be with their virtual and real world friends. Teenagers in the 1970s, 2010s would come home and spend 3 hours talking on the phone. Now they're talking to their friends on Fortnite. But not about Fortnite, about school, about movies, sports, news, and more. After all, Fortnite doesn't have a story or IP. The plot is whatever happens on it and who is there. That quote in itself is kind of mind-blowing, and it's a very good definition of what Fortnite is. It's so true in the fact that 90% of the time, are you talking about the game when you're playing? Probably not. Now, it's all very well saying that Epic have got this to the T, they know what they're doing, and they probably do know what they're doing, and they're working very hard on it, i.e. what's happening with Epic at the moment, why they're kind of quiet. They've got a lot going on for them. However, there are also many other competitors around the world, literally everywhere around the world, that are also fighting to be the first company to create this metaverse. Other competitors may include Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and many more. And the main thing is to not look at these as competitors, as competition, that kind of thing. You need to actually look at these as partners, because essentially this isn't going to happen with one company. It's going to have to happen through multiple companies coming together, essentially one large collaboration to create this virtual world for everyone. Ultimately, too much of the metaverse remains unclear for us to have strong convictions on who will lead it or how they will get us there. And in truth, it's most likely that the metaverse emerges from a network of different platforms, bodies, and technologies working together. So yeah, there's obviously a lot of protocol, there's a lot of technologies that yet don't exist, but when one company gets one company gets the other, and the other company gets that, then they can come together to work together to form some form of metaverse. And I truly think that Epic have got the closest thing to it, and they're going to soon be working very closely, if not already working very closely with other competitors, with other companies, to create something that's going to be incredible. So in a sense of what is going to change, what's happening with Fortnite and that kind of thing, at the moment, currently, nothing. But within 12 months, according to the CEO Tim that I was talking about earlier, it is going to change in some form. Some things are going to adapt, but honestly, it's nothing to worry about. It's something to be very, very excited for. In a sense, there is so much more to come, so many more different crazy experiences that we can see through this game coming up through into then a metaverse. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope I made as much sense as possible through what the metaverse is. Like I was saying, it is very complicated to try and pin down and try and say what it is when it doesn't exist, because I can only really predict what I presume is going to be happening. Nevertheless, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, let me know by leaving a thumbs up button. Comment down below what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback over the metaverse, what you think is going to happen, how you guys think is going to affect Fortnite, all of that kind of stuff. Please do let me know. And yeah, make sure you are subscribed for more Fortnite content. I've really enjoyed making this video, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and have an amazing day, and until next time, see ya.